When asked, "What is truth?" a master archer picks up his bow, fires an arrow, and without saying a word lets his mastery of the bow serve as the gauge of the archer's progress along the way, thereby showing the archer's knowledge of reality, or truth itself. The way of the bow is a matter of precision and discipline, the relationship you have with your bow, the arrow, your body, and your mind. The way of the bow is standing meditation. When you shoot, you can see the reflection of your mind, as in a mirror. The target is the mirror. When you release, you also let go of your ego. You can see your own mind. Let's talk D&D 3.5, Prestige Class Highlight, the Order of the Bow Initiate. Don't turn away, don't run. Keep listening. Yes, Order of the Bow Initiate. It's terrible, I know. But what I'm going to do is compare the Sword and Fist version to the Complete Warrior version, and kind of hopefully come out with something that works a little bit, because really, when you have something from 3.0 and it's updated to 3.5, you're supposed to use the 3.5 because it's updated. Some of the things that were updated were nerfed horribly. Sometimes broken. The Order of the Bow Initiate is something that is simply a trap option in 3.5. It's not functional. I'll quickly go over the Sword and Fist version, and then I'll quickly go over the Complete Warrior versions, and then kind of make a comparison between the two, what they both have, what's unique. That way you can understand why I'm saying that it's broken. The Sword and Fist version has ranged sneak attack as its main ability. Every other level it goes up, ends up being plus 5d6 in the end, as long as the opponent does not get, or I should say, as long as the opponent's denied his dex bonus to AC, and you're within 30 feet of the target, you get to add the ranged sneak attack damage. In Sword and Fist, you also get close combat shot, you also get superior weapon focus, which just increases to hit. You get a free attack under certain circumstances. Basically, the way that one works is, once per round, whenever an ally within line of sight gains an attack of opportunity upon a foe, then the initiate gets to make a ranged attack against that same foe. Also, you get Zen Archery, which lets you use Wisdom instead of Dex, unless you already have it, in which case you get to add both Wisdom and Dex to the attack. Superior Weapon Specialization just adds more damage, and then a very interesting capstone called Banked Shot, which does not mention the range to use it, so it could be used at any range to get your ranged sneak attack damage, if you have a lenient DM reading it. So it reads that the extraordinary ability allows the initiate to fire an arrow at a target within 20 feet of a wall. It's not within 20 feet of you, but within 20 feet of a wall, and treat the target as if it's flat-footed for purposes of AC and damage inflicted. Now, because it says and damage inflicted, I mean that really only matters if it has to do with your ranged sneak attack. Now, of course, the ranged sneak attack does say within 30 feet, so it might only work within that 30 feet. But I don't know, I mean, I kind of like the interpretation that it goes outside of the 30 feet, because it is a full round action. You're only going to get one attack. Why not just let them get the ranged sneak attack also? Then the Complete Warrior version. It doesn't have ranged sneak attack, it has ranged precision. It uses a d8 instead of d6, but also goes up every other level until it's 5d8. Ranged precision works differently, though. You have to move 10 feet away from your target in order to get that damage, and it's a standard action, so you can only do it once per round. You also get close combat shot, greater weapon focus, sharp shooting. The sharp shooting is just the sharpshooting feat. It's nothing fancy. Then the capstone is extended precision, which just boosts the ranged precision attacks to 60 feet instead of 30. The things they share are that close combat shot, where they can still fire in melee and not provoke, and also the greater weapon focus, although they didn't call it greater weapon focus in Sword and Fist because that wasn't a term yet. So then the things that are unique are basically just going to be in the Sword and Fist version, except for the sharpshooting feat. But all the sharpshooting feat does is reduce the AC bonus from cover. It's not all that fancy. So the reason that I think that it's broken, it's nerfed, is because you go from this like expected or understood ability, this range sneak attack, to this range precision. So it's forcing you to move, and it's standard action, you only get one attack. It's worthless, really, to get that bonus damage, and it's not that much bonus damage. You're just forcing yourself to only get one attack a round. That's just garbage. Like, you're better off just firing multiple times. You're more likely to hit more times and subsequently do more damage because you're hitting more times. So it's just not a good ability in the Complete Warrior. But also, with the Sword and Fist version, you get that Zen Archery feat, which lets you add the Wisdom, or just replace Dex, depending if you have it or not. That free attack ability, though, is really nice. There was no reason to remove that. In the Complete Warrior version, the 8th level doesn't even have an ability. I mean, they could have just put that free attack in at 8th level. It doesn't even make sense to remove it. It's a nice ability. And then you've got the capstones, the banked shot versus the extended precision. Although, yes, it's a full round action to do that banked shot. I think that if the DM's permissive enough to let you say that it's outside of your 30-foot range, considering that the Complete Warrior's capstone is to merely make it 60 feet, I don't really see what, that one attack has a full round action going outside of your range to deny them their dex if they're within 20 feet of a wall. I mean, that seems fair. It's not like that much of a stretch to say that the ranged sneak attack is going to work outside of its range for that one full round action. I still feel like that capstone bank shot is better than extended precision. But that's mainly because the extended precision is being applied to the range precision, which is a standard action, only one per round. That's garbage. So if you got the extended precision to the ranged sneak attack instead of bank shot, then okay, that's pretty good. Being able to do the sneak attack from 60 feet, sure, you can get out of harm's way nice and easily and still be using your useful ability all the time. So that's how I see the Sword and Fist version being far superior to the Complete Warrior version. If one of my players wanted to be an Order of the Bow Initiate, what I would do is just use the Sword and Fist version. I would change the terminology where necessary, like, calling it Greater Weapon Focus, but I would definitely use that version. Maybe change the banked shot to make it a little more clear. Maybe even add the extended precision somewhere. But the important thing is to use the ranged sneak attack, not ranged precision, because that ability is crap. It is worth noting that Spell Compendium has the spell Arrow Mind, which pretty much negates the second level ability, that close combat shot, because Arrow Mind makes the bow in your hand feel more like an extension of your body as you complete the spell. While it's in effect, you don't provoke attacks of opportunity from using it in melee. That's the ability. That's close combat shot right there. Also, you threaten all squares that are in your normal melee reach. So, close combat shot, kinda worthless, because Arrow Mind is on the Ranger list, and an easy way to get into the class is through Ranger. So, whoops. I suppose one last thing to note is that the prerequisites are just god-awful. 4 feats, point blank shot, precise shot, rapid shot, and weapon focus, some bow. The skill ranks are easy enough, and base attack bonus 5, understandable, but man, those forcing 4 feats, that's harsh. I think if I had a player wanting to do this, I would cut that down. I mean, it makes sense, point blank shot, precise shot, rapid shot, and they're good feats too. But if you're going to be an archer, you're likely to already have good archery feats in mind, and those are good, so you might have some of them and be okay with it, but just forcing it down their throat, that's kind of harsh. 4 feats for this class. Like, if it was 4 feats for, like, the Incantatrix, or some other really powerful spell casting class, sure, it makes sense. Casters reign supreme. But archery's pretty low on the power scheme of things in D&D. It doesn't seem right to choose the build for them. So that's probably another thing that I would change. Overall, I do like the Order of the Bow Initiate, but it's not great. It definitely leaves something to be desired. I certainly wouldn't stop my player from doing it, but I would definitely work with my player to make sure that it's a little more useful. Like I said, I would go with the Sword and Fist version, make a little bit of changes so that the player can actually use their abilities repeatedly, more effectively, so they can not lag and be useless. This one definitely ranks a little bit lower on the archery prestige class list. Not one that I would rate highly. There you have it. Until next time.